The PlayStation Store is running a pretty good August savings sale right now, and in today's video, I want to highlight 10 great PlayStation 4 game deals under the price of $5. So yes, these are super cheap games that if you have a couple of bucks lying around, you can pick them up, and they are great games as well. So without further ado, we've got 10 games to go over, so let's just get right into this. Kicking things off, I want to mention a game that I am always very high on, and that is Sleeping Dogs: The Definitive Edition. This was a game that originally released all the way back in 2012. It was published by Square Enix. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, when it released, it didn't do all too well from a commercial standpoint, so we never got a follow-up title, but we did get Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, which was a remaster of that 2012 game with all of the DLC content. All 24 previously available DLC extensions have been integrated into the game, including the story-expanding episode Year of the Snake and the horror-themed Nightmare in North Point. Alongside that, a wealth of new technological audio and visual improvements have been made. Hong Kong has never felt so alive. So that imperative statement of Hong Kong is something that people will go back to when talking about Sleeping Dogs. Some will say it's Grand Theft Auto in Hong Kong. It's really much more than that. It's a much more contained experience than Grand Theft Auto. More driven on that narrative, and the narrative is extremely strong. It's a mature, gritty undercover cop drama where a wrong decision can blow your cover at any time. Explosive action, and this is one of the more cinematic games that you are going to come across. Great hand-to-hand combat and some of the best missions. A lot of side content as well in a game that can keep you invested for quite a while. For $4.49, it is a great buy, and if you've never played Sleeping Dogs, I would highly recommend you to do so, and the Definitive Edition is a fantastic buy. Next up here is a great cooperative game. A Payday 2 CRIMEWAVE Edition is 75% off for $4.99. Now, this is a game that I would highly recommend you to pick up if you do have a couple of friends to play with. If you can convince a couple of other people to also pick it up, and you can all jump into the game together, then it would be a great experience. This edition, the CRIMEWAVE Edition, includes an enhanced graphics engine for console. Up to 4 friends cooperate on the hits, and as the group progresses, the jobs become bigger, better, and more rewarding. Along with earning more money and becoming a legendary criminal, crime does pay. Use your funds to customize your character with new skill sets that change the way you play and kit them out with their own guns and gear. Rebuilt visuals bring you heisting into 1080p resolution. The game is a lot of fun, and if you want a fantastic co-op game that you can jump in and play whenever you want with a couple of buddies, this would be a great buy, and at $4.99 definitely would give that a recommendation. Next up, here is a game that I always speak highly about, and that is Banner Saga. Both Banner Saga 1 and 2 are down to $4.99. These games, I don't know why they haven't been more popular. They just do everything that a quality RPG needs to do. Solid gameplay, fantastic storytelling, great presentation elements, excellent music. I can't say enough good things about all of the elements of Banner Saga. It is an epic journey and a fantastic tactical RPG. Now, maybe on the basis that it is a tactics-based RPG is a little bit of a turn-off to you, but still, I think there's so much to like out of Banner Saga that I don't understand why these games aren't more popular. Of course, the trilogy has concluded at this point. Banner Saga 1, 2, and 3 have all been released, and they are all very, very good games and titles that I would highly recommend. So Banner Saga 1 for $4.99, if you're even remotely a fan of RPGs with quality storytelling, this is one that should absolutely be in your library. If you want to pick up both games, by all means do that, and I believe the trilogy is discounted as well, but that's a little bit more expensive. So if you're just getting into the series for now, stick to Banner Saga 1 and 2, and you're gonna have a great time with them. Next up, another very good RPG, this one of an action RPG. Deus Ex Mankind Divided is 85% off for $4.49. Now, I had an immense amount of hype and anticipation going into the release of Deus Ex Mankind Divided, and yes, the game was a little bit of a disappointment to me because I adored Deus Ex Human Revolution, and I did think Mankind Divided was a little bit of a drop-off. However, do not get it twisted, Mankind Divided is still an excellent game, and it does a lot of things right. I have to say that the gameplay is a sizable step up when you compare it to that of Deus Ex Human Revolution. Unfortunately, the story is where it falters a little bit. The story ends a little abruptly, and there are some loose ends that aren't tied up in this game. There is supposed to be, or there was supposed to be, another Deus Ex title. Right now, the future of the franchise is a little bit in flux. However, if you do want a quality action RPG, Mankind Divided is definitely going to offer that, and at $4.49, I would give it a look. Next up, for those of you guys that want a story-driven title, Life is Strange: The Complete Season is 80% off for $3.99. Now, I feel like the majority of people have played Life is Strange at this point, but for whatever reason, if you have yet to, I would highly recommend you to do so. Yes, it's gonna be one of those games that isn't for everyone. However, I feel like it's a game that everyone needs to at least try. It tackles a lot of mature thematics, and a lot of the storytelling elements are going to hit home with a lot of people. It is 80% off for $3.99, and at this price point, at the very least, I would give it a shot, see how you like it. You'll probably like it, and at the very least, you could probably appreciate a lot of the elements that the game was trying to go for. Don't want to talk too much about it in specifics because that will give away some spoilers, but nonetheless, being a very story-driven experience, I would recommend you to pick it up, play it for yourself, and there is a second game out as well, and that is pretty good, so if you do want to pick that up down the line, by all means, do that as well. Next up, Little Nightmares, a Bandai Namco side-scrolling horror platformer, is 75% off for $4.99. This is a very interesting game, and a game that I talked quite a bit about going into its release all the way back in 2017. It's a dark, whimsical tale that will confront you with your childhood fears. You play as Six, and you have to escape the Maw, a vast, mysterious vessel inhabited by corrupted souls looking for their next meal. As you progress on your journey, explore the most disturbing dollhouse, offering a prison to escape from and a playground full of secrets to discover. Reconnect with your inner child, unleash your imagination, and find the way out. If you're a fan of survival horror games with a little bit of an interesting twist to them, I would definitely give Little Nightmares a look. There is a sequel in development right now as well, so that's incredibly exciting, and there is a free demo available if you're not completely sold on the game, so definitely give it a look. Again, at $4.99, you can't go wrong. Next up, Rogue Legacy is 80% off for $3.39. This is one of the most iconic indie games of all time. It has done incredibly well from a commercial standpoint, and if you've yet to play it, you should remedy that ASAP and pick it up. 80% off for $3.39 is a fantastic buy. Now, it is a challenging game. It is a roguelite title, so it is going to push you to the edge at a lot of times. It's a procedurally generated castle, means every run is different, so there's a lot of replayability, and if you want to talk about games that are addictive, Rogue Legacy definitely has that going for it. And of course, its gameplay style, your character dies, but with each passing, your lineage grows and becomes stronger. Tons of unique traits of making every playthrough special, 10 different classes to master. Each class comes with unique abilities that change the way you play the game. Over 60 different enemies to test your skills again, a wicked sweet soundtrack, massive expandable skill tree, rack in the loot and upgrade your mana, giving your successors a wicked sweet edge. And there's quite a bit of variety to the gameplay, and it's incredibly engaging all the same. Typically goes for $16.99, but with a deep discount like this down to $3 and change, definitely would give that a recommendation. If you've yet to check it out, do add that one to your library. Next up, Trine 2 Complete Story is 85% off for $2.99. I believe the first Trine game is on sale as well. I think that's $2.49. They're beautiful side-scrolling action puzzle platformers, and you play as three heroes in this one: Amadeus the Wizard, Pontius the Knight, and Zoya the Thief, and join their adventure through dangers untold in a fantastical fairy tale world, including physics-based puzzles using fire, water, gravity, and magic, wicked goblins and their evil plan, and magical environment full of wonder. The game touts 20 levels chock full of adventure, hazards, physics-based puzzle, dangerous enemies, and curious contraptions. Travel through breathtaking environments, including a castle by the treacherous sea, a burning desert, and snowy ice mountain. I do have to say, from a visual standpoint, Trine has been one of those games that has aged very well. Even though Trine 2 at this point is, what, 6 years old? It still holds up relatively well, and it looks pretty good. Of course, later this year, we are going to have the release of Trine 4, so that's really exciting. They are going to release a complete collection, so if you do want to wait and get all of the games in one package, you can do that. However, with the first two games being so cheap right now, if you do want to get into Trine, now would be a great time to do so. Next up, Limbo is 85% off for $1.49. This is another one of those games that I feel like everyone and their mother has played at this point. It's been on every platform, last generation platforms, mobile, current gen platforms, PC. Hell, just like Skyrim, I think they're trying to put this on a refrigerator as well. But nonetheless, it's 85% off for $1.49. So whether you want to revisit the game, or for whatever reason, if this is your first time playing Limbo, it is a great experience. A very dark platformer, and its story is told in a very sublime way that you might not get right away. However, it's an incredibly engaging experience, and I have to add that it is an experience more so than maybe some would call it a game. But for $1.49, it's an experience that I feel like everybody should have, and again, it's super cheap. There is a free demo available, but come on, it's $1.49. It's worth a buy right away. And lastly, Bandai Namco's Project Cars is 75% off for $4.99. This is an extremely high-quality racing sim that was for a long time exclusive to PC, but it finally made its way over to the PlayStation 4, and this is a racing sim through and through. Do not expect something that, you know, has its arcade elements. No, it's a sim through and through, guided, tested, and improved by passionate community of racing fans and real-life drivers. Project Cars represents the next generation of racing simulation, featuring a variety of motorsport and unprecedented track roster, as well as a sandbox career mode. Project Cars leaves the competition behind in the dust, at least that's what it touts. Now, this is a game that really does fill a void on the PlayStation 4, considering that we haven't had Gran Turismo make a significant impact this generation outside of GT Sport, and GT Sport was an okay game, but Project Cars definitely hits that racing sim market, so if you've been wanting something in that market, $4.99 for Project Cars is a great buy. Do give it a look. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, I know some of you guys are underwhelmed by the August savings sale, but there are a couple of high quality titles to check out. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition is fantastic. Banner Saga is a game that I know a lot of you guys don't have, and you should definitely add it to your library. Payday 2 CRIMEWAVE Edition is great. Deus Ex Mankind Divided, Little Nightmares is tremendous. Rogue Legacy, Limbo, Project Cars, a lot of good stuff as a part of this sale, and a lot of stuff I would recommend. That's gonna conclude this video. Do sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.